What is love really? Most people think it's chemistry or butterflies, but psychology suggests those feelings can exist without genuine love. So how can you tell if what you felt was actually real? Here are 8 psychological signs you were truly in love. 1. You started thinking as we instead of me. One of the earliest signs of real love isn't excitement. It's a quiet shift in perspective. Without realizing it, your decisions begin including someone else. You stop asking, "What do I want?" and start wondering, "Would they enjoy this? How would this affect us?" Psychologists call this self-expansion. When we truly love someone, our brain gradually includes them in our sense of self. Not because we lose our identity, but because our future naturally begins making room for theirs. Real love changes how you think long before it changes your relationship. 2. Their happiness felt like your own attraction. Makes you want someone. Love makes you celebrate them. Maybe they achieved something that had nothing to do with you. A promotion, a personal goal, a dream finally coming true. Yet seeing them smile genuinely made you happy. There was no jealousy, no competition, only pride. That's because love slowly shifts your emotional focus from individual success to shared joy. When their happiness becomes emotionally rewarding to you, your feelings have likely grown far beyond attraction. 3. You stopped trying to be perfect. At the beginning of most relationships, people perform. They hide flaws, choose their words carefully, try to look interesting. But something changes when love becomes real. You stop worrying about being impressive all the time. You can admit you're wrong, laugh at yourself, show your insecurities, and somehow, you don't feel less accepted because of it. You feel more accepted. Real love creates emotional safety, and emotional safety allows authenticity to replace performance. 4. Their pain affected you more than you expected. Have you ever watched someone you loved struggle and felt emotionally drained yourself? Not because the problem belonged to you, but because seeing them hurt genuinely hurt you. Psychologists describe this as empathic concern. As emotional bonds deepen, our brains begin responding to another person's emotions almost as if they were our own. You don't help because you have to. You help because their pain no longer feels separate from yours. That's one of the clearest signs that love has moved beyond simple attraction. 5. You never measured who gave more. Many relationships become silent competitions. Who apologized first? Who texted more? Who sacrificed more? But genuine love rarely works like that. Giving doesn't feel like losing. You don't help because you're keeping score. You do it because seeing them supported matters to you. Healthy love isn't built on perfect balance every single day. It's built on generosity that doesn't demand immediate repayment. When caring becomes natural instead of transactional, love often becomes much stronger. 6. You could picture them in your future without trying. No one asked you to imagine 5 years from now. Yet somehow, they were already there. Maybe you imagined traveling together, celebrating birthdays, growing older, or simply sharing ordinary weekends. You weren't forcing those thoughts. They appeared on their own. Psychologists believe that when someone becomes emotionally significant, our brain naturally begins including them in future planning. That's not fantasy. It's a sign of emotional investment. 7. The relationship changed who you became. Some people leave memories. Others leave transformation. Maybe you became more patient, better at communicating, more open with your emotions. Or maybe they inspired you to become someone you genuinely liked. The relationship didn't just change your routine, It changed your character. Real love often leaves permanent lessons, even when the relationship itself doesn't last. 8. You never regretted loving them. Perhaps this is the rarest sign of all. Looking back, the ending may still hurt. You may wish things had turned out differently. But deep down, you don't regret loving them. Because despite the heartbreak, the relationship gave you something valuable: growth, perspective, compassion, a better understanding of yourself. Real love doesn't always end happily, but it almost always leaves you wiser than before. And sometimes, that's the greatest proof it was real. People often think true love is measured by how long a relationship lasts. Psychology suggests something different. Real love is measured by what remains after the excitement fades. The way you think, the way you care, the way you see yourself, and the quiet ways another person changed your life. Because real love isn't defined by a perfect ending. It's defined by a lasting impact. If someone helped you become a kinder, stronger, or more authentic version of yourself, there's a good chance it wasn't just attraction. It was real love.